Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the elephant in the room, and that is matchmaking. Everybody agrees that, to some extent, matchmaking is pretty mediocre in World of Tanks. And one of the things I have personally noticed, the more and more I play this game, is just how one-sided the teams are. And I would say more and more lately, it just feels like the matches are only lasting a couple minutes, where they should be lasting 8 to 10 minutes on average. And not only that, but there's literally nothing you can do to change the outcome of the battles. This game, for example, I am in my IS-32, platooned with my friend in an Object 705. And I'm going to do the best I can in this game to hold the enemy heavies, to get some damage out, and do a good job. But what you're going to see is that both flanks of the map fall apart almost immediately. And this just doesn't feel like World of Tanks, where strategy and, conserving your HP and playing smart is supposed to, help you win. So we're just going to take a look at this battle and we're going to see what happens. I shoot a double shot at the enemy M103. Unfortunately, one of the shots doesn't pen, but hey, I'll still take 378 damage. Not too bad, especially without bleeding any health. We're going to aim it on the M103 again. Going to try and get in a bit of a side scrape. And there you go, nice. We get 740 assistance in the process. So already the enemy M103 is down 1,000 of his 2,000 overall hit points, which is pretty solid. And no complaints. But take a look at the other side of the map. 3 Object 907s are YOLOing our medium flank, all in platoon. So already we're basically losing the corner and our spawn, because our mediums in mid are not noticing what's going on. They're just sitting there. You can see that on the mini-map. Our meds in mid are just sitting and allowing this to go down. And because of that, it's already a loss, because what am I supposed to do in this situation? If I stop holding the heavy flank and I turn over towards the mediums, what's going to end up happening is the heavy flank's going to lose. We can already see that our Moishin has decided to go over towards the mediums. And because our team is going to slowly stop having tanks over here, and now that our team has lost mid because they've had to fall back because the vehicle's rolling on the side, like if you look at the mini-map here, so the enemy mediums have made their way up the ramp here, right? So if they make their way up this ramp, these guys in mid can't hold anymore, because if they try to hold, they're just going to be shot in the rear from the 907s. So at that point, all of our team on the middle and entire portion of this map has to fall back over towards here. So the only way at this point we could win the game is if we were somehow able to win the heavy flank. But judging that the enemy team still has quite healthy vehicles like an IS-7, like an E100, there's just no world where we are able to win this engagement. I get a nice shell into the enemy M103. I'm at 1,600 damage. My teammate says he has the kill. Unfortunately, he bounces it, but that's alright. I pick up the kill. So I've done 1,800 damage in about 3 minutes, which isn't too bad at all, especially because right now this is just what I would consider early game stages of a battle. But already our spawn is being completely overrun. I mean, the game's over already. I'm at 2,200 damage, and I've tried to conserve my HP to the most I could this game, and yet we already have a grill, a leopard, and everything in my spawn. And it's not like this is the only game where the battles are just complete steamrolls. I mean, as I said, I just don't really know what you're supposed to do in this result. Our team falls back to deal with the tanks in our spawn, but when you do that, you give up the heavy flank over here. So you gotta have some push and some shove, and right now, it's just push, and that's all it is. It's just falling apart on every flank. So the IS-7 actually pokes me. I didn't think he was going to, and there you go. 738 damage juicer into his vehicle, bringing us up to 2,900 damage. I mean, damage is not a problem at all in this game. Having 3k for 4 minutes in the beginning of a battle, not bad at all. Definitely a pretty solid result. And once again, I'm going to reload here. In just 4 more seconds, I'll have my second shell loaded. So it's not like we've really played bad at all. I'm going to wait for this IS-7 to roll around the corner. I'm going to get another 2 shells into his vehicle, bringing him down to 600 health. Unfortunately, the enemy AMX finishes us off. But 3,762 damage and 744 assisted in around 5 minutes of gameplay is a lot, and it was easily top on the team. And just in this situation, what are you supposed to do to come out with a victory? There's no way we ever could have won the heavy flank. They still had a healthy E100, even with their IS-7 driving out sideways and taking two 800 salvos to me. Dude still has 600 health left, and our mediums absolutely got obliterated. It was 9,000 HP to 3,000. In this result, it was obviously always going to be a loss. Let's pull up another example. So here we are in the game after the one you just saw in the ST2. I said, you know what, I'll try out the T30. I really like this tank. It's an absolute beast, and why not have some fun in it? Up against us, we have a super solid lineup. It's only a couple tier 9s, and the rest are tier 8s. This is the dream lineup for a vehicle like the T30. So I'm obviously early game going to make my way towards the hull down spot in the aggressor side of heavies, and we're just gonna chill here. Honestly, not much happens at the beginning of this game, so I'll just speed up the replay a bit. As we can see, I'm chilling, I'm waiting, hull down, making sure that if anything is to roll around this corner, I can hopefully get a shell out. The Renegade crosses, and I was honestly itching my nose, so I didn't have the shell on him, but it's not the biggest deal ever. The Renegade already bled half of his health to get there, and I don't really see going there as that big of a spot. The enemy E75 is in front, and as we can see, my teammate is side-scraping against him, so the E75 is not really able to make a play over here. We have the heavy side locked down, and there's not much we have to worry about there. But already, we're down in artillery. How? I don't even know. I don't know where our artillery died, but all I can say is somehow a tiger mouse managed to kill our artillery. So already, we're down one of the most important tanks to at least punish people for making plays. And yeah, that's quite unfortunate, is all I can say there. Once again, at this point, there's not much really going on. We have the E75, and he's just not poking his tank. So I'm just waiting here, hoping that he's going to show me his hatch. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll go for it. It's like a very small chance, but there's that tiny little sliver of hope in me that maybe the shell will just hit the E75. But it doesn't. So at this point, I'm like, you know what, fine. I'm going to load a high explosive shell. I only have 2 of them, but I'm just going to try and load an HE shell and maybe shoot the side of the E75. So here we go, swapping over to HE, and this was a really good decision. I don't know how, but we rolled 507. Like, I seriously do not understand HE in this game, because Wargaming nerfed the HE, that's what they said at least, so that it doesn't do as much. And then I do 500. Like, what? Too bad I did not have the ability there to get another shell out. That shell also got me so sad. The E75 managed to hit me on that teeny flat bar right above my gun. And yeah, not great. But we do manage to slam an AP shell into the enemy Renegade, so he's gone, and it's not an awful result. We've dealt 600 damage. But take a quick look at our medium flank. It has been 4 minutes into the battle, and once again, the medium flank's over. Like, our entire medium side has been absolutely rushed and is being killed. And I don't understand how it's happening. Like, it's absolutely crazy. So I aim it on the E75 and I get a nice slap. He actually manages to go through the edge of my turret cheek again. Nice shots from the E75. I'm very surprised he's hitting them. But at least we're getting some big slaps back as well. So we got that going for us. But I mean, seriously, like, the medium flank is already over, and you're wondering why, and then you see we have a Sharfie Chair 4 over on heavy flank for no reason. Our Cobra's all the way in spawn, our Iron Arnie is all the way over here as well. Why don't we have our mediums on the medium flank? And you might be like, well, you could go in your T30 over towards the medium side and support, but look at our heavy flank. The heavies are all gone, because now they're all going over to the medium side. So once again, it's the exact same situation we had before, where it's just one flank of the map within the first couple minutes of the battle instantly gets rushed, and there's almost nothing you can do about it to counter it, and it's being very annoying. I mean, it's not like I'm a bad player. My account's got over a 60% win rate on it, which is pretty dang solid. I'm averaging 4K in tier 10, and I'm playing fairly aggressive in a lot of these games, but it just seems to me like ever so lately in World of Tanks, the matches are steamrolls. And in a game where you normally get rewarded for playing in positions that support your vehicles and doing the right thing, nowadays you just fall apart immediately. I mean, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to move up over here, maybe try and get the sheriff, or not the sheriff, sorry, that's the blitz name, but the the Patriot. But I'm also worried about this Jagdtiger, and I know I can't roll around this corner here, because if I do, then I'm going to be absolutely slapped. But there you go. Beautiful Snapperoonie into the SU-130 PM. I know I had it on ×2 speed, but we got the SU cleared for a 750 roll, bringing us up to 2,000 damage. But in the time that I made my way over here to try and get into a better position to deal with the mediums, guess what? The entire heavy flank has fallen apart, because my one teammate could not hold. And there you go, now the Jagdtiger's on me. At this point, what am I supposed to do here? I got the Jagdtiger on my front. I got tanks on my rear, being a Leopard PTA 4-Spear, T-34 3. It's just not a winnable game again. I mean, yeah, maybe if I just stayed on the heavy position, it could have been a win. But it's just, I don't know. A lot of games like this are ending so quickly, and it feels like the battles just don't have much of an impact to be made. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But I've definitely been having disappointing results here, where it just feels like you are in a constant losing battle. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know if you agree or disagree. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.